Hey Lisa, so could you tell us a little bit about yourself? How was your time in Belfast, and basically how you became a Christian?
My time in Belfast, well, it was excellent, and I still miss my days in Belfast, and I also miss the people in Belfast, especially Kim. Kim, I miss you. How did I become a Christian? Before I came to Belfast, I was in Japan, and I met my boyfriend Alex in Japan. He is a Christian, but when we started our relationship, and I needed to leave Japan very soon. So we just started our relationship about 2 months. Then I left Japan. Then I went to Belfast, and I know he's a Christian, so I wanted to seek more about his religion and why he is so good to me. And I wanted to find the answer, why, what the religion is and what's Christianity about. So that's why I started my journey seeking God in Belfast. And after I graduated from Belfast, I came back to Beijing, and I went to the church in Beijing, and I got lots of inspirations and from the people in Beijing, and I also had a very from my deep heart, I wanted to call God as my Father. And so on the 11th September 2017, I became a Christian.
Hey Lisa, so you obviously came back to China, and you were still looking, in your journey, searching for Christ. What sort of challenges did you face?
In terms of the challenges I was facing, the first one, the biggest one would be finding a church in Beijing. But actually, it is not that hard to find a church because there are lots of churches in Beijing. It is hard for me to find the right one because there are so many options. Luckily, and especially at that time, I was a young Christian, but actually I'm still now a young Christian as well. So I couldn't find which church has the right words and which church has the wrong words. But luckily, Alex was there with me, and he was finding the church with me together. And we visited lots of churches in Beijing. Finally, luckily, and thank God, we find a church that both we want to go to, and the church is called BICF. And the second thing would be the Bible study. When the time I was in Belfast, I studied the Bible with lots of people together. I couldn't develop a good Bible study habit myself. So when I came back to Beijing, I had so many things to do. So I didn't develop a good study habit on the Bible study. I also couldn't find the sisters to study Bible that soon, so it was quite a hard thing for me to do as well at that time. And the third thing would be there were so many different churches around us, and I still remember one day I was walking along on the street, and suddenly two ladies, and they jumped out, and they said, "Oh, we are Christian, and we want to share our gospel with you. Are you willing to listen?" And I said yes, and I'm also a Christian, and they started to share their beliefs with me. But suddenly I realized their words are different from what I studied in Bible, and they said God is a goddess, and the god lives in Korea, and I think if I didn't study Bible in Belfast, I maybe on the street I wanted to find a God and I will follow them and I will, have a wrong face for me. I think that would be a terrible thing if I didn't have the Bible foundation. Yeah, these are three things I think were quite hard for me when I just came back to Beijing.